Hello, and welcome to the Reading Corner with Miss Jackie. Today's story is The Little Mermaid. This is the Disney classic. Pretty soon we'll be reading the new story together as well, but let's take a look. King Triton, the great sea king, had many daughters who loved the undersea world. But Triton's youngest daughter, Ariel, dreamed of the world above the water surface, the world of humans. Ariel and her friend Flounder liked to go to the surface to visit Scuttle, the seagull. Scuttle told them all about humans' objects that Ariel found at the bottom of the sea. One day, Triton learned about Ariel's trips to the surface. The Sea King grew angry. He asked his friend Sebastian the crab to keep an eye on Ariel. There's Scuttle. And the fork, that's what Ariel uses to brush her hair. A few days later, Ariel noticed a ship sailing way up on the surface of the water. She quickly swam towards it. "Ariel, Ariel, please come back," cried Sebastian as he and Flounder swam after her. When Ariel surfaced, she saw a huge ship filled with sailors. Ariel's eyes lit up when she spotted the sailor the others called Prince Eric. It was love at first sight. Suddenly the sky darkened. Heavy rain began to fall and lightning split the sky. The ship was tossed on the waves and the prince was thrown overboard. Do you see Ariel peeking in the ship? "I've got to save him," thought Ariel. She grabbed the drowning prince and swam to the shore, pulling him onto the beach. Prince Eric did not stir as Ariel gently touched his face and sang him a song. Soon Ariel heard the prince's crew searching for him. She did not want to be seen by the humans, so she kissed the prince on the cheek and dove back into the sea. Prince Eric awoke to find Sir Grimsby, his loyal steward, at his side. Sir Grimsby was happy that Eric was alive. A girl rescued me," said the prince. "She was singing. She had the most beautiful voice." Prince Eric, too, thought he may have fallen in love. King Triton was furious when he discovered that Ariel had fallen in love with a human. He rushed to the grotto where Ariel kept her collection of human treasures. "Contact between the human world and Merworld is strictly forbidden," Triton shouted. He raised his magic Triton and fired bolts of energy around the cave, destroying all of her treasures. Then the mighty Sea King left. Ariel buried her face in her hands and began to cry. All of her treasures, all of her things. Oh, poor Ariel. Meanwhile, not far away, evil forces were at work in the undersea kingdom. Ursula, the sea witch who had once tried before to overthrow Triton, was looking for a way to take over yet again. Through her crystal ball, she could see Ariel crying, and an idea came to her. Ursula sent her slimy eel servants, Flotsam and Jetsam, to Ariel's grotto. There, they convinced the Little Mermaid that Ursula could help her to get her beloved prince. Ariel was so upset that she ignored Sebastian's warnings and swam off with the two eels to meet the sea witch. "My dear," said the witch, "here's the deal. I'll make a potion that will turn you into a human for 3 days. Before the sun sets on the 3rd day, you've got to get the dear old prince to kiss you. If he kisses you, you'll remain human permanently. But if he doesn't, you turn back into a mermaid and you belong to me. In return for the potion, I want Ariel's voice." "My voice?" asked Ariel. "Without my voice, how can I?" "You still have your looks, your pretty face," replied Ursula. "Well, that's quite a trade. I don't know if I'd do that." After Ariel agreed to Ursula's deal, an amazing change took place. Ariel's voice flew from her body and was captured in a seashell around Ursula's neck. Ariel lost her tail, grew legs, and became human. When Ariel went to search for the prince, she was helped ashore by her friends. She tried to speak to them, but no sound came out. A short while later, Ariel saw Prince Eric. The prince had been lovesick ever since hearing her sing. At first, the prince thought Ariel was a girl who rescued him. But when he learned that she couldn't speak, he knew he was wrong. Prince Eric felt so sorry for Ariel. She needed a place to stay, so he took her back to his palace. Over the next 2 days, Prince Eric grew to like Ariel more and more. During a romantic boat ride, Eric was about to kiss Ariel when the two eels overturned the boat. "That was a close one. Too close," said Ursula, who was watching in her crystal ball. It's time Ursula took matters into her own tentacles. The sea witch mixed a potion and changed herself into a beautiful young maiden. On the morning of the 3rd day, there was great excitement throughout the kingdom. Prince Eric was going to marry a young maiden he had just met. Ursula disguised herself as the maiden. He used Ariel's voice to trick Eric. He now believed that the maiden was the girl who saved him from the shipwreck. Poor Ariel was heartbroken. See, that's not a maiden, that's Ursula. And there's the seashell necklace with Ariel's voice. What could happen? The wedding ceremony was to take place on Prince Eric's new boat. Scuttle flew by just as the bride passed in front of a mirror. Her reflection was that of the sea witch. Scuttle rushed off to tell Ariel and the rest of his friends. Sebastian quickly formed a plan. Flounder helped Ariel get out of Eric's ship. Scuttle arranged for some of his seagull friends to delay the wedding, and Sebastian hurried to find King Triton. Prince Eric and the maiden were about to be married when a flock of seagulls led by Scuttle swooped down on the bride. She screamed in the sea witch's voice. Scuttle knocked the seashell containing Ariel's voice from around the maiden's neck. The shell shattered, and Ariel's voice returned to her. See, when she looks in the mirror, it's actually Ursula. "It was you all the time," said Prince Eric. "Oh, Eric, I wanted to tell you," said Ariel. The sun disappeared over the horizon just as they were about to kiss. Ariel's 3 days were up. She changed back into a mermaid. Ursula grabbed Ariel and dove off the ship. Thanks to Sebastian's warning, Triton was waiting for Ursula at her lair. "I might be willing to make an exchange for someone better," Ursula cried. Triton agreed, and he became Ursula's prisoner. She now had his magic Triton and control of the undersea kingdom. All of a sudden, a harpoon struck Ursula in the shoulder. Prince Eric had come to Ariel's rescue. Together, they swam back to the surface. Ariel's father loved her so much he would do anything to rescue her. Ursula followed close behind them, and she grew bigger and bigger with anger until she rose out of the water. Prince Eric swam to his ship and climbed on board. He grabbed the wheel and turned the ship toward Ursula. Just as the sea witch was about to fire a deadly bolt at Ariel from the Triton, the prince's ship slammed into Ursula. The evil witch was destroyed. Now that the witch was gone, Triton was freed. He rose from the sea and saw Ariel watching Prince Eric, who was lying on the shore unconscious. "She really does love him, doesn't she?" asked the Sea King. Sebastian, who was nearby, nodded. "I'm going to miss her," Triton added. Then he raised his Triton and shot a magic bolt at Ariel's tail. Look, Ursula grew so large, but Eric's ship was bigger. And here's King Triton doing yet another kind thing for his daughter, who he loves so much. The Little Mermaid's tail disappeared once more. Again, she had legs. Ariel was now a human. Prince Eric awoke in time to see his beloved Ariel running onto the shore. He kissed her, and they were married later that day. After the wedding, Prince Eric and Ariel sailed off on their honeymoon to live happily ever after. The end. That's one of my favorites. I've seen this movie so many times. Have you seen the new live action one that just came out of The Little Mermaid? I haven't yet myself, but I can't wait to see it and read that story together soon. But thank you all for joining me as we read the Disney classic, The Little Mermaid.